Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and hey, it's that time of the week again where I do a bit more of my Eurovision Top 43 countdown. Now, I feel like I should start this by talking just ever so briefly about the last week's Eurovision news. Yeah, Russia appear to have been kicked out, but if you're going to send me your top 43, please do still include Russia. And actually, for that matter, please include your own country as well, just so that everyone's sending me an equal top 43. So, just to recap, if you're going to share your top 43 with me, which you are allowed to do in the comments below, I will combine them all into one big mega top 43 to see what our community favourite songs are at the start of May. Then please do include a complete top 43. It's okay if you do it in chunks each week like I do. You know, you can do your bottom 11, middle 11s, and top 10, or, you know, you can talk about the countries that I talk about in each video in, like, where they are in your top 43. That's fine. Just make sure that by the end of this, I have a complete top 43 from you, because, just so that it's fair and everyone gets a say. And include your country, include Russia, make sure it's a top 43 when all is said and done. Like I said, you can send them in parts, just make sure that when all is said and done, it's a top 43. Could I say it any other way, perhaps? Anyway, now that that's out of the way, I suppose I should have a brief warning of, oh hey, there are going to be more opinions in this video. Hello, universe, I'm going to opinion at you. Yeah, so 2 weeks ago we had my bottom 11, last week we had my lower middle 11, now we have my upper middle 11. That's my positions 21 up to 11, so that next week we'll have my top 10, so this is probably the least scandalous of the 4 parts, but hey, it's my upper mid-table. I can't really introduce it in any other way, so I will just begin with the beginning and say that position number 21, Switzerland. Kind of take me by surprise here. This song has gone up quite a bit in my estimation, and I think that's almost entirely because of the revamp. Now, I'm not going to say that the revamp is incredibly, amazingly brilliant, but it does give the song a lot more identity than what it started with. Because my biggest gripe with this song from the very beginning was that you could tell from the first 10 seconds, beat by beat, exactly where the song was going to go. I mean, sure, you wouldn't magically, psychically know the lyrics ahead of time, but you could tell it's going to be one of those songs in terms of genre. That doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing, it's just, it made it woefully predictable. It still has that predictable factor for me, but at least it sounds a bit more individual than it did before. It sounds less by the books. I don't know, it has more of an identity than I criticised it for not having before, so yeah, it's an improvement, and people like it a lot more than I was expecting to. Like, Switzerland for the past couple of years have sent absolute crackers of Eurovision entries, and people have just not really responded to them. Like, Melanie Renee, brilliant. Riker, good. And then there's this, which I didn't really feel that strongly about, but people were really in favour of, and now it's been revamped and it's good and people like it, so yeah, whatever, good on you, Switzerland. If it gets you back into the final and gets you another shot of Eurovision energy like Sabelta did in 2014, then good on you. In 20th place, Hungary. There's not really much I can say about Origo, really, apart from how it really bothers me about how on Wikipedia it keeps saying, oh, it's in Hungarian with some words in Romani. There are no words in Romani in this song as far as I know. Why is Wikipedia like this? In 2012, they kept insisting that suis translates to personal in Latin. It doesn't, it's a personal pronoun. I'm getting very off topic, but it bothers me. Similarly, as far as I know, the Hungarian song is completely in Hungarian. That's fine. Apparently it's sung in a bit of a heavy Romani accent. Fair enough, he's allowed to. I just don't like that Wikipedia falsely claims that there's some Romani in there when there isn't. I've been told that it's just Hungarian in a Romani accent and that's it. Or Romani? That language. Now, that's not to say that it's the song's fault by any means. Like, I'm not actually faulting the song for having influences or languages or whatever. It's just, this is all not relevant to my opinion of the song. I'm just saying Wikipedia annoys me because sometimes they get all high and mighty about things that they've got profoundly wrong, but So, the actual Hungarian song, I enjoy it. I really like the instrumental. That's something that, similar to Ukraine last year, I have a deeper appreciation of the song now that I've heard the instrumental track of it. The thing with this one is, I do like how it's performed, and I am entertained by it. The rapping section still bothers me personally just because it feels like, it's not that it doesn't fit, but in my mind it doesn't fit. Like, it fits within the song. I just don't enjoy it or engage with it quite as much. And the other semi-problem is some people have pointed out how it could be interpreted as justifying violence through extreme faith in religion, and that seems like not a great thing to be singing about, but that's probably just one interpretation. I don't know. I can't claim to fully understand the lyrics without looking at a translation, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But at the very least, it's enjoyable. It's just not my top favourite. But definitely credit to him for expression, and hey, he's singing in Hungarian, which is nice, because there aren't very many songs that aren't in English this year, so yeah, good on him having a credible entry that's not in English. Speaking of credible entries that aren't completely in English, position number 19 is Croatia. How the mighty have fallen. Because last year, Croatia was my number one favourite, and this year, they're being represented by the mentor of my number one favourite from last year. So, Jacques Hodek was the mentor of Nina Kraljic on The Voice of Croatia. And don't get me wrong, I think that Croatia's song this year is absolutely adorable. It's so precious, and he looks so happy. He looks like a happy penguin, which is a really weird comparison, but I've not actually seen him perform it. I've just seen the music videos, or if there's a music video of him performing the song, I haven't seen it. I've seen the lyric video, is what I'm trying to get at. Just, he looks so happy, and he sounds so happy, and he believes in the song, and it's so sweet, and it's nice that he's got this two voices thing going on. It shows that he's really talented, and it showcases, like, the song showcases his talents very well. It's just, it's outshone by songs that are higher up in the list, but I do think it's adorable, and it'd be nice to see it in the final. And apparently he said some not nice things about something, but I don't know. I'm not going to cast aspersions against him because I have no idea what people are talking about when they say, oh, he's done some bad thing. Has he done some bad thing? Am I thinking of someone else? I don't know. But it's a good song. I enjoy it. I do wonder how they'll stage it, because he could have that situation where he's like wearing a suit that's like half something on one side and half something else on the other, and then have two different camera angles, one from this side looking at one half of his suit, and one from the other side to match up with his voices, but that would be gimmicky, and maybe don't do that, because it would make the song harder to take seriously. But I enjoy it, and it's sweet, and I can't really say this in any other way, but yeah, Croatia is so cute! Number 18 in my list is the UK's next-door neighbour, Ireland. That nearly constitutes a fake-out. That wasn't intentional on my part, but yeah, Ireland, Brendan Murray, dying to try. I will give this entry credit where it's due. It's Ireland's most competent entry in a while? I don't mean that in a super negative way, it's just, it feels like this is the most likely they've been to qualify for some years, and this the same as Denmark, really. Like, their past entries haven't been bad, but this year they're more likely to qualify than in recent history. That doesn't guarantee that Brent will get a spot in the final, but it's an enjoyable song, once again. Sweet sentiment, sweet delivery, and a sincere delivery for that matter. It's enjoyable. It's another one where it's sort of faint praise kind of situation where I can say that I like it, I enjoy it, it's sweet, it's cute, and that's the end of the compliments. I can't pick it up on anything in particular and say, oh yes, I really like this particular aspect, this makes it stand out in my head. But that's not really the song's fault. Like, it doesn't need a gimmick. It's that in itself, I suppose, could be considered, like, the lack of a gimmick is in itself a gimmick, or perhaps not, I don't know. These are rambly words. The overall point here is, it's an enjoyable song, there's just nothing that makes it stick out in my head over the others, but I do still appreciate the sentiment, and it's really sweet, and I look forward to seeing this done live, because this could be really impressive. It could fall flat, but it could be really impressive, so I'm just going to hold on to that. So, good on you, Ireland. It's nice and sweet and cute, and I think RTE are starting to move in the right direction since moving away from their national final format. Maybe that means they're going to send something even better next year? We'll just have to wait and see, but for now, yeah, good for you, Brendan, good for you. Now, taking spot number 17 in my countdown, again, this might surprise some people, but CYPRUS, the only Thomas Gierson song in the competition this year, as far as I know, which, hallelujah, how long has it been? I think 2014 was the last year that this guy didn't medal with the contest in some way, so I'm glad there's just one song by him this year as far as I know, because, like, there's a rule in Eurovision that says that an artist can only represent one country at a time, and for some ungodly reason that doesn't extend to composers. And Thomas Gierson is an overrated composer in my opinion. That said, this is one of his best songs, and yes, I know he wrote Euphoria, and my opinion on Euphoria is unchanged. I think that's an overrated song, but that's not for this video to be discussing of with the time, town. I like this song, possibly despite it being his. I'm trying to put my biases against him to one side, because, yeah, the song isn't super brilliant by any means, hence why it's only position number 17, but it's good enough for it to be position number 17. It's catchy, it's enjoyable, Hovig delivers it in an entertaining enough way, and I'm not just saying that because I'm biased in his favour because I liked his song Stone in the River from the national final in 2015. It's an entertaining song, delivered in an entertaining way, with a catchy enough beat, and a melody that's more memorable than the lyrics themselves. It's presented well enough. It strikes me as one of those final filler songs. Like, you know it's going to get into the final, and you know it's probably not going to win, but it's still going to be in the final. Like, it's good enough to be in the final, and I guess that's why it's in my top 26. So, yeah, Cyprus. Like, I don't begrudge Cyprus outsourcing composers, by the way. Like, I'm not criticising them for having Gießen in any sense. It's just, I don't like Gießen's tendency to represent several countries at once, because it's not fair on anyone else. But as far as songs go, and as far as Gießen songs go, Cyprus, you could do a lot worse. So, yeah, Hovig, knock 'em dead in Kiev. I look forward to it. Now, in 16th place, another surprise, but in the opposite direction. The most serene republic of Sunmu, I call them Sunmu, that's my pet name for them, San Marino, the reigning queen of Eurovision, Valentina Monetta, and her good friend Jimmy Wilson, Spirit of the Night. Oh, this song is just a delight. The thing is, I find it slightly troubling, if only because I really feel like I'm missing something negative about it, because whenever I try to analyse this song in something resembling an objective fashion, all I'm getting from it is, it's a little bit old-fashioned, but I can't really find any other faults with it, and I'm sure there are probably other faults there, but I can't find them. It's enjoyable, it's a fun little, slightly sort of neo-disco-y romp. And I want to say there's some definitive reason why, oh, it definitely won't qualify, and you'd be naive to think that it will, but is that naive? I want to believe that because it's in semi-final 2, it stands a much greater chance of qualifying than if it were in semi-final 1. I can say that easily. But I've heard them live, and my prediction was correct. This song needs to be performed live in order to properly hit home and deliver. And it does. It's entertaining. I think Jimmy does need a bit more rehearsal time, but that's fine, that's to be expected. Valentina is, slay, queen, etc. She's very much on top of the game. It is going to need more engaging staging than what I've heard they're planning for it. But I'm sure they can come up with something entertaining in time for Kiev. I just feel as though, this song is so much of a grey area for me, because I want to be able to say, yes, it will qualify, or no, it won't definitively, but I genuinely don't know. It could sneak in, it could also not. It just depends how people feel on the night. You don't say. That is exactly how voting works. The overall point is, I find it enjoyable, and I hope that other people do as well, because it would be nice to see San Marino in the final again. But I feel as though there's some obvious red flag that I'm missing that's saying, oh, no, it won't happen, but it could happen, and I want it to happen, so, hey, if you're in one of the countries that can vote in semi-final 2, vote for her on my behalf, maybe? Now in 15th place, I'm sure I'm going to piss quite a few people off by saying this, but Italy. I don't really have anything to say about it. Yeah, it's an objectively good song, I'm just over it. That's just my analysis of the song, yeah. It's alright, the revamp, if it could be called that, the Eurovision edited down version is really sloppily handled. They've literally just highlighted verse 2 and just chopped it out and not really tried to smooth it over in any way, and they've done something else elsewhere in the song as well. To be fair, they did have to get rid of verse 2 anyway, because it contained a reference to Chanel, and of course Eurovision, no brand names allowed, so it makes sense. I'm just bored of the song, and I'm bored of being told it's the best objectively this year, you're not allowed to say anything else. I'm just over it. Yeah, it's a fun listen. I still enjoy listening to it, certainly. But I'm just bored of it. That's it, really. I don't hate it. I just don't love it. So if it were to win, I guess I'd be at peace with it, except I don't like knowing in advance how likely that is. I don't want it, this shouldn't be a runaway winner, in my opinion. If it does win, fair enough, but it shouldn't get a stupid, ridiculous, unassailable lead. It should be a close competition between this and some of the other really good songs this year. Because there are other good songs besides this one, and some people don't seem to realise that, so, yeah. As I said, the cut-down version is Italy. Good, but I'm just over it. In 14th place, we have Line for Latvia. Latvia's line, the line of Latvia, the Latvian line. I just keep throwing the words back and forth until some valid argument appears in my head. I enjoy it. It's a step in a different direction compared to some of the other songs this year. It's not quite night drive pop, but it is something to put on a long car journey, and I enjoy it. It's atmospheric. Apparently her vocals need some polishing live. I haven't heard anything to confirm or dispute that, so that's just a thought, but I enjoy it. That's the only thought that I have, really. I enjoy it. It's just not enough to be in my top 10, but it is enough to be in my top 20. And if they perform it well enough live, I may vote for it, I may also not. I don't know, I don't really have any strong conflicting opinions about it. I just like the style of song, and I like the execution, and I like it enough for it to be this high in my top 43. That's... Once again, there's not really much to say about it, other than just, yeah, it. Moving on, and that did feel a little bit abrupt, but In 13th place, Imri Ziv from Israel, and it pains me that this isn't in my top 10, because, like, within the past week or so, this has become, like, my go-to song to just listen to get into that sort of party mood. I really like this one, but it is still my 13th place. It's just so fun! I can't fault it, really. There's just something about the lyrics, especially of the refrain, are really satisfying. Yeah, the whole breaking me to pieces, but every piece broke from you. I like that for some reason, and it's bouncy, fun, enjoyable, and I'm sure it'll translate well live on the night. I enjoy it. It's just the other songs that are higher up the list just are a bit more of a sweeping spectacle in comparison, and that's why it's not in my top 10, but I want it to be in my top 10, but there are so many good songs this year, so we are getting into that sort of territory of the list at this point. Songs that just missed out, and it's painful that they missed out in the top 10, but another year they could be in my top 10 quite easily. It's fun, and I don't really know that much about Imri as a person, but he seems like he's got a fun personality. At the very least, he performs a song with conviction from what I've seen, though that did give me an idea for a fun little game of watch Israel's performance from 2015, but then edit in, like, some silver cups over the backing dancers, and then just, like, shuffle them around. And then at the end of the performance, which cup is Imri hiding under? Was he even a backing dancer, or was he one of the backing singers? I don't remember, but still, it's a fun little game that you could hypothetically play. I don't know. That was dumb. Moving on. In 12th place, and yeah, I can confirm we are definitely in the territory of songs that should be in my top 10, but aren't because 10 is only so many numbers. What? We have Australia. I will defend this song till the day that I die. I know some people are calling it Australia's weakest entry of the 3 adult Eurovision songs they've sent. I disagree. I'm not going to say which one I think is the weakest, because honestly, all 3 of Australia's adult Eurovision songs, and their junior contest songs as well, have all been really strong, really enjoyable, really credible, really chartable, really praiseworthy, really laudable songs. And this is no exception. And from what I've heard, Isaiah, how do you pronounce his name? I've only ever heard it as Isaiah. Apparently he's managed to improve his live vocal capabilities, which is very encouraging, because that was kind of a weakness when he was first chosen, even though he was a winner of, like, the X Factor or The Voice or something. I don't know. My mother and I have agreed that he looks kind of like a fusion of me and Alexander Rybak, who won in 2009. Like, because he's got sort of nearly my face structure, but then his eyebrows are on constant fleek, and he's got really nice eyebrows, which is a weird thing for me to notice, but also I like his song. Like, he's not 12th place because of some weird guy crush, because I don't have a guy crush on him. He's just my 12th place because I really like his song and I really enjoy it, and yeah. I know some people have criticized it for, like, oh, I find it hard to believe that he's been burned too many times to love easily at his age, but I mean, it's a song and he sings it with enough conviction, so if we're basing it on his performance and not his face, I'd find it plausible enough. I think he's got enough charisma, just as long as he doesn't do the awkward kind of boy band, I don't know what to do with my hands while I'm singing, but I can make some really nice faces, just don't look below my neck. As long as he doesn't do that live, I think this will be really impressive. And again, I want it to be in my top 10, but 10 is only 10, so that makes sense, I'm sure. And finally, closing out this part of the countdown, in 11th place, and I do mean just, missing out on the top 10, Serbia, Tijana Bogicevic and In Too Deep. This is another one, sort of like Israel, I keep coming back to if I just want some, like, a fun little 3-minute blast of good times for my ears. It's good. It's a bit, I suppose, vapid to an extent, but I don't know, I would listen to it quite happily. I do listen to it quite happily if I can enunciate my words. I don't know how to sum up how I feel about the song, other than I really enjoy it, I like its energy, I like its execution, and oh my god, the instrumental bit towards the end. That is what absolutely seals the deal on this song for me. Just towards the end, the instrumental, you know the bit that I mean, the bit where in the music video she's, like, in water wearing the world's most expensive motion capture suit with little tiny pearls. I know the bit that I mean. That's what really sells the song on me, but I would still enjoy it even without that. It's just that's the bit that makes it really, really... It goes from good to great because of that bit, in my opinion. But the rest of the song's still alright as well. It's in a slightly more major key than I was expecting. Or at least the verses are anyway. But then the refrain is adequately impressive. And yeah, it's good. Serbia can usually be relied upon to send some top quality Eurovision entries, and this is no exception. I just wish I could put it in my top 10, but say it with me, you can only fit so many songs into a top 10, so that's why it's 11th place. It's just barely missing out. So, quick little recap of the 11 songs that I covered in my upper mid-table then. We have Switzerland, Hungary, Croatia, Ireland, Cyprus, San Marino, Italy, Latvia, Israel, Australia, and Serbia. And next week we'll be looking at my top 10 to see who I would give my points to. And of course, you are, as always, welcome to share your personal top 43s in the comments below. You can share your full top 43, you can share the top 43 with just the countries I've spoken about, you can share just your upper mid-table or your top 43 so far or whatever. Just as long as I have your full top 43, and I do mean 43, so include your own country and include Russia, if Russia's not your own country. Make sure I have your full top 43 before Eurovision week, and I'll include yours in the mega countdown, so I look forward to doing that. And, yeah. For now, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and I hope you can join me next week, where we look at my top 10 songs from Eurovision 2017. I can hardly wait. It's going to be fun, it's going to be scandalous, and yeah.